I think he'll be around, but also some of that information from Vision Trust is over there. But Matt was and is the president of Vision Trust, and I'm sure you have another title or whatever, but basically Vision Trust is a fascinating organization that Terranova has been able to partner with in some amazing ways. The big thing is they are trying to defend the fatherless all over the world. And I think, you can correct me, about how many different countries? 12 different countries around the world. Vision Trust has learning centers, representatives, something there to where they have orphans or even just young children whose families live in extreme poverty, and they are able to secure sponsors for them and really to make their lives much, much better. Last year, we did a series called True Religion, and the bulletin that you have has that same logo on it from last year. And what we did was we said, you know what, as a church, we want to pick a country where Vision Trust has some sort of connection or some sort of presence, and we want to make a difference there. And so we had 9 children from the Dominican that we, as a congregation, last November, sponsor. It's individual families that actually have taken those children and they sponsor them. It's like $35 a month, and you get to communicate with them and you get to see them grow up and all that fun stuff. I know our child's name is Fabio, and I picked him as soon as I saw the group. I took him first. It's good to be the pastor sometimes. And so we get to do this, and we get to partner with them, and Matt and I have been in conversation in different ways. I know we have at least one person who's a member at Terranova who is on the board of directors for Vision Trust. So we have a very strong connection with them, and we want to take that to another level. We were trying to work out even a mission trip this year to go down to the Dominican and to spend some time there, and with the build out, with everything going on, we couldn't get the schedule to work out for this year. But right after the service, the missions team is going to have a luncheon with Matt and with Nelson, who I'm going to introduce here in a second, and we're going to spend some time mapping out really the next 12 to 24 months of how Terranova will be involved in the Dominican. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see all the different stuff going on. I know representatives from Terranova, in one way, shape, or form, sponsor more than just the 9 children that we introduced last year. We have, I think it's almost 30 children are sponsored because of people within Terranova. And so that's exciting. I mean, that's something really good. If you are interested in finding out more about that, because we have a lot of people who weren't here last year but are here now, you can go talk to Matt. He always has... Sounds bad, but he always has a couple kids in his pocket that you could easily talk to him about, and we will continue the conversation. But it has been an absolutely wonderful relationship, and it's been a blessing to us, and hopefully we've in turn been a blessing to Vision Trust. But today, we get the honor and the privilege of having the national director from the Dominican, from Vision Trust Dominicana, who is going to be here with us today, bringing us a message from what's going on in the Dominican. I got to have dinner with him Thursday night. We just had lots of fun, and I got to hear just some amazing stories. We hung out yesterday for a little bit, and I'm just excited that we get to be a part of this. And this is something way bigger than just touching a few lives. This is going to have implications in eternity. And so I'm excited that we get to, and so Nelson, I am so excited that you're here, and please come and share with us. We do have a... There we go.
Nice. This is just to give you a taste of the Dominican Republic music. We call it merengue, and if you come to my country, I'm sure you're going to hear it all over the place. I don't know how to dance, but... Well, I guess I'm the only Dominican here this morning, right? So on behalf of the Dominican Republic, on behalf of the children in my country, I want to say thank you for those of you who are sponsoring children in my country. This is a great blessing for those children, for the families, and for many of their friends who are also being blessed by the sponsorship that you're doing. So thank you so much. As Pastor Jason said, I'm coming from the Dominican Republic, and this is a map of my country. I don't know if everybody here knows where the Dominican Republic is located, but we are sharing a small island with the country of Haiti in the Caribbean. If you are in the United States map and you remember where Florida is, Cuba is right there on the south, I think. And if you jump enough, you're going to get into the Dominican Republic. It's right there. It's the next island on the, I think it's east side of Cuba. So it's a beautiful place. The Dominican Republic, if you go online, like how you say it in the US, you say if you Google the Dominican Republic, you're going to find images of the most beautiful places, beaches and mountains and water, rivers, beautiful location, wonderful place. Our people are known as being very friendly and very nice, welcoming. It's a very secure place. We are, our economy depends mostly on tourism. So we really treat well the visitors, and everybody from around the country, around the world, comes to the Dominican Republic, and always they say, this is a good place to be. So I want to invite you to come sometime. If you can come in a mission trip, or if you can come just for vacation, we can take care of you in the Dominican Republic. Now, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about my country. And in this slide is our flag. We were built as a country after our independence in 1844 from a man who has the idea of being a free man. We were under the control of Haiti and the whole island. And in 1844, he and his team of people decided that we wanted to have a free country. And he found the inspiration for our freedom in the Bible. He was reading his Bible, and in the book of John, he found the verse that says, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And as he read that verse, and he made his journey of the day, he said, fires in his heart, said, I need to be a free man. So when they designed the flag, he wanted to make sure that we can witness to the rest of the world that we were based as a Christian country. And that's why we have this huge cross in the center. And just like any other country, the blue means freedom and the red means to fight. But he wanted us to make sure that we carry a cross. I think we are the only country in the world, I don't know if this is true, that has a cross right in the center. And this is just a way to tell the world that we are Christian-oriented as a country. And most of what we do is related to what we believe about God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. If you go to my country, I don't even know where I could go if I want to find other type of religions like Muslim or Islam or things like that. Most people, either they are evangelical or Catholic or something that has to do with Christianity. So this is it's a blessing that I believe for my country. Now, in the center of the flag is the seal, and this is a bigger picture, so you can take a look at the very center of it. You see the little book inside? It's the Bible open. And this is another of his instruction, that in our flag, not only the cross, but also a little picture of a book open representing the Bible. So the Bible is right in the middle of our flag, telling this is where our inspiration for our freedom came. And on top of the Bible is, again, a little cross that means it's shining from the center of the rest of the country. Like you said in the United States, in God we trust. In the DR we say, first is God. The first word on the left, Dios, means God in Spanish. Patria, which is nation, and freedom and libertad. So our country, not only that it's a beautiful place, but it's also a very safe place, and we believe it's a place that God has chosen to bless. So, how do you like that about my country? Now, this is again the map of the Dominican Republic, and we have about 9, maybe 10 million people in my country. Every one of those colors represent what we call a province, or like a little city or area. This yellow part here, this is the capital city, Santo Domingo. And if you can, I believe you can tell that the portion of land that the capital city represents is minimum. Out of the 9 million people living in the whole country, we have in that section, the capital city, almost 3 million. And there's a big reason for that. When we were declared as an independent country in 1844, and even though we wanted to be a democracy and wanted to be a very progressive country, almost every one of our presidents that was elected, they turned it into be a dictatorship. So as you know, dictatorships, they don't really work for the country, they work for their own interest and their friends. So for almost 100 years, more than 100 years, even though we had a country that was free and we had intentions to be progressive and Democrats and in democracy, the presidents, they were not. So it was not until 1961, when the last dictator was killed, that we were actually entering in that age of development and growing. Up to that point, 1961, the hospitals, the university, access to good communication, vehicles, good jobs, banks, they were all concentrated in the capital city. So after the dictator was killed, most of the people that were living in all of those areas, they thought this was their chance to get to have access to all of that, because the dictator will keep them in the little villages. Whenever you were born, you have to stay there and work in the farms and work in that area. You were not allowed to come to the capital city, because the capital city was only for the city people who were already educated, who could represent the country and tell the whole world that even though we were still a poor country, the capital city was very good. So he didn't want anybody who would not represent that. And if we look at pictures of the Dominican of 1950, 1955, you will find everybody in the capital city wearing a hat, wearing a very nice suit and a tie, and driving in the cars that they had, and very fancy, very nice. That was the dictator's image of the Dominican Republic.